Let's now turn to the advisory. And in a period where financial planners are busy, the question often arises about whether it's viable to invest time and money into providing aged care advice to clients. And Louise Biti is joining us from Aged Care Steps. Louise, welcome to AusBiz.
Thank you.
Well, what sort of advice would be offered in terms of aged care then?
It's really about strategic advice for clients, and particularly in this period where we've got a lot of wealth sitting with our older population, largely tied up in property and illiquid assets. They're needing more and more to access care services. And it's about understanding how to go about the process, what their options are, how they should restructure finances to fund it. So it is very much, as I said, strategic advice. It's about problem solving. And I guess what causes some concern for advisors very often is that it is not particularly leading into the investment of money or products. And that seems to, even though it fits well within what's financial planning advice, it sits a little bit differently to the model that most advisors are used to when they're thinking about value propositions, service offering, and pricing in particular. So that's a particular challenge for them. And particularly when we know everybody is so busy at the moment, it's really to understand saying if they're going to divert their time, energy, and resources into upskilling in this new area, how far do they go? Can they make it profitable? And what value will it add to their business and to their clients as well as a key consideration?
Well, I guess it goes to the point then for advisors then how they actually charge. And I mean, I guess it can be difficult because perhaps they're dealing with clients who may be at a vulnerable time of life.
Yeah, it is. And often too, the difference is that you're not dealing directly with your client, you're dealing with the children often of those clients. And so it's very much about navigating through a particularly complex area that brings in a number of interested parties and decision makers and influencers in a particularly complex emotional time with very little time to make those decisions. So we see a lot of advisors with different business models who can make this incredibly profitable, not to mention a very satisfying area, something that's desperately needed by their clients, so can add deeper value, deeper relationships, but also has direct revenue in its own right as well through charging fees for advice. And this is what we're really in about. It's strategic advice. You're offering a service, but it's about getting the right charging mechanism to where people see the value. And largely we say what sits a little differently to normal financial planning is that, yes, there is strategies to reduce fees. Yes, there's strategies to increase age pension. Yes, there may be strategies to get better investment returns, but largely that's not what it's about. The value proposition is this is complex. It's the first time most people have seen it. And for a lot of our clients, it's really like they've landed in a foreign country and everyone's speaking a foreign language and they need to make some incredibly important decisions. So the planning value proposition is about bringing expertise, experience, and helping families navigate through this with peace of mind and certainty. So peace of mind and certainty that they've looked at the options. They've understood not just day one issues, but all of the implications that will arise and occur in the future and anticipated those. And most importantly, avoiding the mistakes. It's the mistakes that we see clients make, and they make those because they've had limited information or incorrect information, haven't considered the full picture. And those mistakes can be incredibly costly. So the value proposition is about avoiding those, giving peace of mind, keeping clarity. And then it's about looking at a fee charging system for that as well. Not to mention though, I mean, we see a lot of advisors that will add additional value in through giving advice to the family as a whole, building deeper relationships, not only with their existing clients, but their children, and bringing those children into the financial planning business as ongoing recurring clients. And that can have significant revenue. We've also seen for advisors that are looking at potentially the future sale of their business, if they have a large percentage of older clients, often when that business is being valued on multiple revenues, that can bring that down to a lower revenue. But if they are seen to be actively providing aged care advice to those clients, which has all of that regeneration and deeper value to the next generation, that can actually bring their revenue multiples back up again as well. So there is specific revenue for fee for service. There's the potential to increase your funds under advice from new relationships, and then that ability to maintain the maximum revenue multiples for the profitability of the business as well. So there's lots and lots of different avenues that it can add value. So every advisor really needs a solution. They don't all have to be experts, and we never advocate for everybody to be complete experts, but we do advocate that every advice business needs a solution. They need to determine their service proposition. They need to invest enough time, energy, effort, and expense into building that up, and be deliberate about what they're doing, not just missing the opportunity for both their business and for their clients.